I want to let people know why it is that Maine scallops are so different from scallops than you get from other areas. You might not realize it. I mean, there are a lot of scallops that you see when you go to grocery stores. 98% of US sea scallops come from the federal fishery, which by and large are large boats fishing offshore for a week or more at a time. They store those scallops over the course of the catch in cloth bags buried in ice. And as the ice melts, the scallops are like little sponges and they absorb it. And this works well for the fishermen and folks because they're paid by the pound. But at the end of the trip, even if you're getting a scallop fresh off the boat, that scallop could have been sitting in melting ice water for a week or sometimes more. So when you're getting a fresh scallop at a grocery store, it's possible that it's 2 weeks old. Most people haven't tasted a true scallop because traditional distribution can't bring it to folks. And one of the best ways I like to highlight just how amazing it is by eating scallops raw, which you can do when you're getting truly fresh sea scallops, which you can get when you're getting a Maine dayboat scallop. So I'm just going to put one together here.
Yeah. What part of the scallop is this?
This is the adductor muscle.
Okay.
So a lot of people, when they think of a scallop, they're thinking of, oh, it's just this little disc. Well, actually, this is just one small part. I've got a Thai chili paste here. I take off this piece, we call that a sweetmeat or the toenail, and you just slice it thin. So take a slice of the scallop, a little bit of this Thai chili paste. And this is, when you hear chili paste, you might think, oh, that's going to be really hot. It's not. It's more sweet.
Yeah.
It's got a little umami in there. It's very good.
Yeah. Almost fruity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sprinkle on some fresh cilantro, a squeeze of lime, and that acid really is nice with this. And then the last bit for some crunch, we're going to put on some crispy fried shallots. Here you have a perfect scallop shooter. Maine scallops are only available in the winter and spring. If you want scallops year round, you can't have Maine scallops year round. And so if you want a really high quality scallop, one really good option would be to get farmed scallops the other months of the year. I'm excited to be at the idea of being able to offer amazing Maine scallops year round. That's what gets me excited.
So Marsden, tell us a little bit about what your product is here and what makes it different than what Togue was just showing us.
Ours is farm raised. What we do, we catch the live spat in the water column, wild spat, and then we grow it out. So what you're looking at here is something that's 18 months old, like the petites. Our mediums that are 31 months old right now, and our large that are 43 months old. So we reduce the stocking density as we're growing them. And we have to clean them and stuff. And we sell them in the shell. Our scallops are all tested by the state on a regular basis so that the whole inside's safe to eat. Throughout the whole project, the Alliance has helped with, while we're trying to learn and develop a fishery, there's a lot of different parts and pieces and special equipment that you got to have. And all this is a gamble. So while we'll gamble on some of the gear, the Alliance has helped out with the special equipment. It's mostly come to the co-op. We formed a co-op when we got back from Japan. So it's giving fishermen tools to work with, to develop this fishery. Now it's actually starting to come to fruition. And what I've been on a mission to do for quite a few years is to develop a sustainable fishery and maybe a future for our coastal communities.
This was a partnership between Marsden and Marnie, and this is recipe ideas for farmed sea scallops. And so a lot of everything we're going to prepare today actually comes from this book. This book is available through Marsden's website, which we'll link in the chat at the end. And it has some wonderful ideas thanks to Marnie. Marnie is quite the gourmand, world traveler, has sampled so many different cultures and so many different cuisines throughout this book. Really exciting. We're going to start out by making one of Marsden's simplest preparations, and it's kind of the starting place for almost every recipe in this book, and that's your Penobscot popcorn, right? So very simply, we've got a decent sized sauce pot here on the stove. We've got a little bit of water and about a tablespoon of butter in there, and I've already brought that up to a boil. I'm going to add the petites right into the pot, and we're going to cover this. And what I have found that's really cool about these scallops is when they're done cooking, they let you know they actually pop and they open up, and the adductor muscle will actually separate from the shell, which is really kind of exciting to see. I'm just going to strain these right out here. I'm going to set them on the tray. And then our scallop shucking extraordinaire, Marnie, is going to show us how it's done here. All right, so as we mentioned, the adductor just slides right off of the shell. And then you'll see this little black spot right here. That's the gut sac, and that's what we're going to remove from the scallop. At this point, they're cooked plenty to eat. Their texture is very nice, very tender, very sweet, very soft. You know, you could eat a bowl of these faster than you could shuck them. I promise you that. They are absolutely delicious. All right, Marston, well, let's make some tacos. How's that sound to you?
That sounds real good.
So we've got some shucked meats here. And then we also have some shucked meats here that I've been soaking in a little bit of seasoned buttermilk. And the buttermilk is going to help the batter adhere. It's going to help provide a little bit more flavor, a little tang. And then in this bowl, we've got a mixture of Abenaki Flint cornmeal, along with rice flour, a little bit of potato starch, a little bit of AP flour, and some seasoning. And that is going to be for our cornmeal crusted scallops. And then with these guys, we're going to roll them in a little bit of a blackening spice. And so we've got some chili powder, some cumin, some black pepper, a little bit of sugar and salt. And we are just going to simply dredge a few of these lovely scallops in that. And that's going to give them a nice little bit of spice on the outside, but you will still have that nice, sweet, tender scallop on the inside. And we'll take about 6 of these and we'll put them into our dredge as well. Now, I have found with the dredge, you really benefit from having them be able to soak for about a minute to a minute and a half in that dredge. And that gives you better batter adherence and prevents what you would hear in the industry as batter blow off, right? And that's when the batter will fall off of your breaded product and end up in the bottom of your fryer where it gets burnt up and ultimately makes all of your grease taste kind of burnt. We've got a nice hot pan here. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a little bit of butter, and then we'll go in with our 6 little scallops here. Now, with these scallops having already been steamed, they only need a very short cook. We want a nice hot pan to start, and that's just about done, right? So we probably cook those for what, 45 seconds maybe? And that's plenty. You want them to still be tender. You want them to still be juicy. And so we're gonna take those out, and we're gonna rest them on this cloth right here, and we'll go ahead and go into our oil with our breaded scallops here. And again, we're shooting for about 360, okay? Nice hot oil equals less greasy fried food. And again, because these have already been butter basted, and in all honesty, you could eat them raw, we're really just looking to brown up that batter on the outside here. And so we've got some really lovely cornmeal crusted fried scallops here. We've got our lovely blackened dredged scallops there. We're going to go in first with a little bit of that shredded cabbage. We're going to do one of them here where we layer in our gorgeous blackened scallops. We'll do the other one here with our lovely fried scallops. We'll put on a little bit of our crema, and then we're going to go on with some of our jalapeno. We'll go on with a little bit of our lovely radishes here. And then lastly, so I think for the blackened one, we'll leave it just like it is. But for the fried one, we'll go ahead and we'll put on a little bit of our lovely salsa or our pico guacamole mashup that we've got here. And then we'll put a little bit of the pickled shallot on the blackened one, just to kind of cut through that spice a little bit from the seasoning. That's our scallop tacos 2 ways.
I just want to thank our chefs today, everyone's participation. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm Carrie Kazor with Maine Sea Grant. Thank you all so much and have a great day.